Yeah. Welcome everyone
Yay.
to
Hello.
episode 2 of the Observatory with Light.
Hello.
Hello.
It was such a long break. I wasn't sure.
Well, no,
It
it was
say my
fine.
last
I was
name.
trying to figure out how I was gonna say. And every time I try, it's like not wanting to come out right.
Just like
Hoshiko.
Yes.
If I don't stumble across it 5 times before I say it.
It's fine. It's fine.
But yes, we are here today. Thanks for the anime. Wow.
Wow.
I'm still not used to people using the sounds I've put up yet, which is why I kept getting startled so much with different things.
Oh, sound effects are the best. Best thing to ever be invented.
For real. Hello, Shoal. How you doing?
Hello.
So today is all about light.
Hello, it's me.
So we are going to first let Light say a little about herself before we get into talking about the nitty-gritty of her chart and exposing her. So
yes, expose me.
Light, please tell us about yourself, a little about you, your lore, where you stream, what platforms you're on, all that good stuff.
Oh god, that's a lot of questions. Okay. So first of all, hello, my name is Light Hoshiko. I am a story VTuber, meaning I am literally a story. That's my lore. That's it. That's all you're getting. So yeah, I was a story. Now I have like a human form. There's small coming soon. With debut. Also more lore coming soon. I stream on Twitch. I stream art. I do live 2D. I do games. I do karaoke. I do all the things, everything you want. I do Lego. I do everything. I'm a person of many talents. Uh, was there more questions?
The way you just kept throwing out, I have more things I do, more, even more.
Yeah, more. Just you ask what I stream, and I
Yeah,
stream
no.
all of it.
All of it, the whole thing, the whole enchilada, which I made last night. I made chicken enchiladas last night.
Oh, I don't know what it is, but sounds good.
It took a long time to make them. My feet hurt after pretty bad.
It's as long as it was good, it's all that matters.
They are good. But yes. So we know now that Light does everything. But we also are going to be reading Light's chart. Now, I have been reading Light's chart for a while, and she is just really sucked into wanting to keep learning more and more about herself.
I don't know what you're talking about. What?
But what is interesting though is like you guys don't really pasta. What you guys don't know is, you know, the stuff I've already told her. So I think I will go over some things that she already knows that I've told her about herself, so you guys can learn it, and maybe she can expand on it if she wants to.
Yes.
But it's part of the reason why she got so like into me wanting to read more of her chart. Because when we first talked and I went on her show, basically what happened is I read her and Misty's charts for a couple hours. Now, it wasn't a little bit of time, it was a couple of hours.
Maybe what was it, like 3-4 hours?
And they couldn't get enough of it, so that's why they keep coming back.
Without paying you. They should pay you. It's hard to pay you by now.
I mean, I do have those things, so I actually have a thing where you can get them. Well, not really smooth, but I'm like still trying to type the damn thing. It's not really that smooth, but I do have where you can get private ones if you don't want to get outed publicly. But I do.
It's more fun if you get outed publicly.
Well, not for everybody, Light. You know, some people don't like the craziness that you like, you know? Like, but let's see. Let's talk about a few things. The very first thing. Can't do this with children, but the very first thing I said to Light that got her interested was I told her about how she is with relationships, like pretty much like right off the bat was like the first thing I said. And the reason that I want to be able to show my freaking cursor over my stuff. Where is it? Can I make it do...
You got this, Misty. Oh my
yeah,
god, Misty.
Yep,
I am
there
so
you go.
used
You're
to
all,
doing collabs
you're
with
all
Misty.
right. You got this. Whoever you are, you got this.
Whoever you are, because normally I'm like I think this is the second time. No, this is the second time I'm doing.
Hi, Queenie.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing something. But normally I have a lot of collabs with Misty, so I'm just kind of used on Misty having scuff and me just being like, yeah, Misty, you got this.
You got this. Well, it's not really scuff. I just want to be able to have my mouse on the screen so you guys could see what I'm pointing at, because that would be easier. But my brain has forgotten how to stick it on the freaking screen.
Oh, I also.
Is there a way?
Normally in OBS, if you have like a scene or something, you can toggle on show cursor, but I don't know if this is a picture. I don't know if it looks.
Wait, this is a scene. So let's see. Can I?
Not a scene, but like screen capture, window capture, all that.
Well, it's an image.
Yeah, that's. I'm not sure if it's image.
Let me do it on my fucking image.
Looking right
now. But Light's quiet. Oh, I can fix. There. Now
no,
Light shouldn't be as quiet now. Get that out of the way first.
Now I can scream into the microphone and everyone will die.
Everyone will die except me because I'm safe.
No, it doesn't work with pictures.
Damn.
And I don't know how to do it otherwise.
Yeah, because it doesn't give me the option to toggle it on, sadly. Well then.
Then you have to guess. I have just like to learn along.
I
like,
keep wiggling my head at shit like this.
Just like this. Yeah, over there.
Or I could just talk about it. Okay. So the way that the very first thing I saw in her chart that made me want to talk about things, if you go all the way to the right side over there where you see the little red pointy arrow looking glyph, just put a ping of a stick.
That's smart.
That's a smart idea. You are a smart little cookie.
So you are big brain.
Very big brain. Now I need a stick. Let's see. I need a stick. Ooh, maybe a wand. Star wand. Let's go on brand with stuff.
Keep on brand.
Hopefully transparent so I don't have to fucking...
If you just type PNG and download it, then PNGs are always transparent. I also just got food, so...
Oh, you got some food you're gonna munch on?
Why? Wait, Pasta, what did I do? Like, no, I didn't do nothing.
Wand. We want to save it on the disk. Oh. Okay, so now let's add this. Wand. Where is it? I put it on the desktop. The fuck? I'll just drag you over here then. I said drag. Why is it not letting me? What kind of lameness is this? Anyways, I'll talk about it while I'm figuring out my wand situation. So this little thing I was talking about on her chart, the little red arrow off to the right side. I like light.
Where the DC is, right? Where the DC is? The DC?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the DC, the descendant is what the long word is for DC. Is it has her Pluto in there at 22 degrees. So with her Pluto being in there at 22 degrees, degrees on top of planets mean things. It's not just the planet itself. So let's say.
I find it funny how you can see me just chew on nothing. I'm just chewing right now, and you can
just
see that.
Just chew your food fully.
I don't know.
4, 1. Why am I being picky over wands now? Just because I know I can do this.
Just take like the Harry Potter wand. The Voldemort one!
Oh my lord, no.
How did he say that? Avada Kedavra? I think that's the spell.
Oh, this'll work. We'll do this.
I just killed all of you.
I don't even know how to do it, so does it still work? Okay, we'll do this.
How'd you say Voldemort? Just Voldemort. The German pronunciation. Voldemort.
The German pronunciation.
How's the English pronunciation? Voldemort?
Okay, let's see if this works, guys.
You got this. Desi. Not Misty. Desi this time.
The name is already in use. I'll just revive later. You don't pronounce it with a T.
Voldemort? Right, I need to Google that now.
Okay. Wait, I can just drop it over here. Take it. Make me freaking browse for this crap.
Oh. You really don't say the T. Damn. T is silent.
Just say you're doing it on purpose.
Yeah, I did it on purpose. That was very on brand of me. That was... That was on purpose. I just wanted to piss the fans off. For Cloud. I'm a Cloud chaser.
Why is there multiple... Oh my god, there's 2 wands on here. Stop it.
Wait, do you already have one?
Okay, there we go. My wand.
Ah! Whoa, very pretty.
My little pointy wand that I have.
Amazing.
Okay.
10 out of 10.
This right here is what I'm talking about. And so this little red arrow right here is Sagittarius. That's what her descendant is in. Now, Sagittarius energy is all about expansion, exploration, you know, just the big-minded ideas. It can be about travel and all that kind of stuff too. But it's really like an adventurous type of energy. But she has her Pluto in here. Now, Pluto is a very how can I put this? It is a very... There's a lot of words for Pluto here. And I was like, I want to say dark, mysterious, secretive, all kinds of stuff, because it does go with Scorpio, like it rules Scorpio energy. But, you know, you think of Hades, the underworld, all that kind of stuff. Pluto is like the ruler of all this kind of stuff. Its energy is dealing with transformation, death, rebirth, all that kind of stuff. So she has Pluto in here, which is a generational planet, which means like a large group of people actually have Pluto in, you know, the sign and everything. So she has it at 22 degrees. Now, the reason the 22 degrees is important is because it creates an energy that is a lot like North Node energy, which is like destiny energy, but it's also like the North Node isn't just like, oh yeah, I'm going towards my purpose or whatever. It literally scares the shit out of you, like as you're approaching it. It's not easy. So the thing with her is she has this in her relationship house, which is this, oh, I just made my wand tiny. That's not what I was trying to do. This 7 right here is the relationship house. So that's why, like, when I saw this, I immediately got like a lot of information about how she is with relationships just from that one little thing right here. Nothing else in her chart. I just saw this and got a bunch of information about how she is with relationships. And the reason I'm explaining all this is she's wanting to actually learn astrology. And for those of you that want to learn astrology, like, obviously this is, you know, I would try to actually teach it in this way where I break down each component so you can see how I just go blah with your information. So with this being in here, what it does is it makes it to where all those energies are being really like funneled into how she is in relationships. So she's very explorative, very curious, very like wanting to learn when it comes to relationships. She needs something that transforms her, that she can feel like she's being put through death and rebirth in a relationship, and she'll be like, this is good. I like this. Unlike some people, you could have like, say if you had Venus over here, you'd be like, no, I want the nice, comfy, cozy life. No, she's over here like, no, I want things to explode. Things would be great if there's stuff happening over here, especially with the 22, because she has to feel like she's simultaneously running at her destiny and trying to run from it at the same time when she's in a relationship.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
Yeah, and see Ruby over here, she actually is pretty good with astrology too. Like we're friends for a while, like we're astrology buddies. She has a lot of 12th house stuff, which is why she's saying she can feel your pain over here, because she's a 12th houser too.
12th house, I just saw I have a lot of stuff in the 12th house.
This your 12th house over here. You have a nice little chunk, but you also have an interception in your 12th house, which I have told you about that, which, you know, I'll use you as a teaching for everybody else about interceptions. The interception is where, like, you see how these house lines just completely don't even touch this little like head with the little horns on it. This is Taurus. It doesn't touch it at all. It just leaves a big gaping open hole. Same thing for Scorpio energy with this little M with a kick. So these two energies have what is called an interception, which means light doesn't know what the frick it is at all. Like, she even has planets in Taurus as well as her north node, but since she has an interception, she doesn't understand what the energy is for the life of her on her own. It just becomes like this big, like, what do I even do with this kind of thing, or what even is it? It's like an alien coming down to her and she's speaking another language trying to understand these energies, which makes it really hard for her because she has her planet of communication and her planet of relationships, which is probably why people are going to be like, what the hell are you looking for in a relationship? Hello. You know how it's like, this is how you do it, and everyone's like, I don't want a relationship that explodes. Well, look at her. She needs to feel alive, because things like she doesn't have energy that grounds her naturally, because that's what Taurus does. It like pulls you down to earth, makes you here. She's a lot more in her headspace than she's here. Even though she has planets that should ground her, since it's often this energy she doesn't understand, it's like having all this doesn't matter, because, you know, it's basically like in a void that she has to like scoop in with her hand and try to dig it out of. On top of it being inside an interception, like, that's not the only thing. She has it in the 12th house. The 12th house is the subconscious. It is this deep ocean that you have to dig into to understand on its own. So she has an interception inside the 12th house. So she's like just kind of grasping at straws here, like seeing if she can actually pull anything out. The only way she can learn this Taurus energy is by making friends that can show this to her, or if she has family that have strong Taurus placements that she's learning the energy from. Having this 12th house energy here means that she needs to subconsciously, like, she won't even realize she's doing it, incorporate this energy into her life. It's like she just kind of does it without realizing it, because through the people she meets, she pulls on their characteristics and starts learning from them how to do stuff. Now, in person, this Gemini rising here, it can just seem like she mimics people, because Gemini are pretty much the great mimics. They're the ones that adapt and adjust to everyone's energies. So it can seem like she can copy people when she's in person with them, like, you know, their mannerisms, all that kind of stuff. Just because that's how she learns from people, is through doing what they do. And then she incorporates it into figuring out who she is. Now, She also has some very important degrees of these planets that make them very strong too. She has a first degree Mercury, which is like the very beginning. She has a baby Mercury. It's a little baby.
Oh, baby. A little baby.
She has a wee baby, but it's also a very passionate baby. Because the first degree is very much Aries energy, and she has an Aries sun. So she has a degree that matches her like planet's expression, because the sun is how you express yourself. Now, for those of you that don't know a lot about astrology, the sun is what we know as basic astrology. It's like everyone goes around saying like, I'm a Gemini, I'm a Taurus. That's what your sun sign is. That's what this little thing is right here. And don't think that your sun's in the same spot as hers. If you pulled up a chart, your sun could be all over wherever, you know, it doesn't matter. This is just where her sun is. So she has her sun in Aries, which means she was born like either late March, early April, because that's the time for Aries. Be a fish. That's what her 11th house does. Her 11th house beats the fish. But
fish tuba.
Yeah, fish tuba. But the Wizard and Queenie's saying that if she has Pisces placements and the fish gang. But the 29th degree, because you know how I said the first degree over here that you have in Taurus is an Aries energy, so it goes back to your expression. So like, even though this is buried, you still have, you know, the ample, because Sun in Aries is exalted, because it just gets like its passion to express itself in that sign. Like, if you have a Libra sun, I'm sorry, your sun's in detriment, which is probably why people are always saying you're two-faced and trying to copy everybody else, because you have trouble expressing yourself when your sun's in detriment. So if you're born between late September and early October, your sun's just automatically in detriment. So you have trouble expressing yourself from the get-go. But having it exalted in Aries gives it a push to just throw your expression out there. Now, since you have your communication kind of buried, but it has like this Aries degree to it, it's like you can pull from it even though it's kind of buried. So it's like if you meet people that really like excite you, it's easy for you to express yourself with those people. It's kind of like even though this is kind of sucky, it's like having that helps you pull it out when you meet the right people. So it's like an easy, like lucky thing to have right there. Now, you also have this 29th degree with your relationship planet, Venus. So that means with relationships, you like having relationships, one, you know, explosive, but also the ones that like feel like old souls, like you just feel like you've known them forever.
Yeah.
So it just feels like you, even though you can be completely chaotic and like childish and stuff with this energy, you also can be very wise with the energy too, because it's like you like your relationships, even if they seem silly, to have a lot of depth and meaning to them. Otherwise, they're just not fulfilling, and that's why you drop them. And it's like the side eye.
It's like, oh god.
And see, the thing is, that's also knowing what you want, though, instead of wasting your time. Misty.
Hi, Misty. You're exposing my relationships again.
We gotta expose them in public instead of just private, you know?
Yeah, go for it. Roast me if you want to. I'm all here for it.
But that's pretty much what is happening, is like when you get into relationships, you need to be able to feel like you're growing, and if it gets stagnant, you just kind of go, I'm done with this. It's boring me. And it's like, it's a deeper level than just someone, say, not having stuff to talk about. Like, if you like really connect with somebody, you could be perfectly fine sitting there in silence.
Yeah,
just
that's
be
true,
sitting there like having some deep ass silence at the same time. You don't need to constantly be talking, because you have these type of placements where you can just be grounded once you're comfortable in the subconscious energy. Like, if you know how they work and you know that you click in that way, it's not gonna bother you.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's not the sense of like, you know, some people it's like, oh my God, I can't believe I have to sit here and quiet and be bored with this person because they don't talk that much. That's not what bothers you. What bothers you is like literally like you feel like they have no substance. Like they're just shallow. Like shallow people irk you very bad.
Yes.
It's like you faked being deep and this is like as you're freaking kiddie pool deep and you faked being deep over here. So it's
Fun
like
fact, in hindsight, my ex was like that. Which is funny.
well, that's the whole thing though. It's like because people are going to come to you and you're not going to automatically know. Because another thing with Taurus energy is like it's like Taurus is all about knowing the value of something. And because Taurus is value, it's like it rules the second house. And the second house is like, you know, how we're comfortable. It's our values. It's how we make money. It's like things like that. But in order to be comfortable and know the value of something, you have to actually like be able to tell its worth. And you having that intercepted, you're not going to be able to tell that at face value. Some people, like, they can see people and automatically just know that they're bullshit artists. Like, you're missing that.
Great. Perfect.
So that's why, like, you know, you have the whole thing where you get in relationships and then you learn, oh, wow, this is a kiddie pool. And that's why, like, you're done. Because it's like, don't lie to me. Just be who you are from the start. And, like, this won't be an issue. And that's what this is. Like, that's what this degree gives you. It's like, you have to feel like you're running towards your destiny and your head's on fire. But at the same time, it's like running towards it, you're getting water dumped on you at the same time. It's like that kind of chaotic feeling, and you feel like you're alive.
Damn. I'm crazy. It's all like, it's just, I'm fucking crazy.
Law and Order strikes when she says she's crazy. Dun dun.
Oh, damn. The timing.
Oh my God. But, so that's like a big thing with that there, right? Whoops. But you also, the thing is, like, you still have other stuff in your 12th house. Like, you have your North Node in your 12th house, like I keep saying, right? Which, you know, you already know you have this feeling of it in your relationships because your Pluto has that energy with the degree. But having your North Node in Taurus is like, you need to be able to figure out value and worth. Like, you need it. And it's hidden inside an interception and your 12th house. So it's like, it's a foreign language in a foreign land inside someone else's brain. And you're trying to figure out what it is. Now, the thing is, though, you have a lot of hidden self-worth and self-value in your subconscious. Like, it's in there, even if you feel like it's not. And tapping into it, and see, this is a whole thing, though. A lot of the placements you have would make for someone who's a very great communicator. But having that interception in there hides away a lot of that, because it should be more of like on a subconscious level, you just communicate effortlessly. Because you have this Gemini energy over here, which means you're very driven towards learning things. And subconsciously, you just pick up on things. It's not like you even have to really try. It's just like in your brain. And it comes to you. That's why it's like very funny that you're over here like, I do all the things. Because, you know, it's your natural hidden talent. The 12th house isn't just like these secrets and bad things. It's also your hidden talents. So you actually have a hidden talent towards having multiple hidden talents. And just picking them up for no reason at all other than you just can.
That's how I learned to do like a water droplet sound. I heard it, I saw it on TikTok once and I was like, oh, let me try that. Boom, water droplet. You want to hear it?
Sure, let's hear water droplet.
I'm sorry, my family just came home. Okay. So, the infamous water droplet sound. I hope it works on first try. There you go.
See, it could be something as silly as that to you learning how to rig. It's literally that complex for you to have that there, because like you see something and you're like, I'm gonna learn it, and the way you're like,
Yeah.
you know what, it took me this, it's like you realize it takes people weeks to rig things, and you're like, I did this today, and like you're showing like all these things you rigged. That's you just picking up on things.
Damn. Also, Schlur, yes, I can move my ears. I learned it.
Oh my god.
I learned by accident, to be honest. I was trying to learn how to move just one eyebrow, and then boom, I could move my ears.
Boom.
Very on brand of me again.
Very on brand. Yes, definitely. And you also have see, the reason I was bringing up the communication aspect is because you have your sun in Aries, right? Which I said is exalted for expression, like you being able to boom your expression out there and get it out there. And you have a sextile between Mars, which is you being able to pull out all these random talents and learn things. It's like you have this easy open channel with a sextile, which makes it like you get all these opportunities to just kind of show off your random talents while you're expressing yourself. And it's in your 11th house, which is the internet, which is like, I express myself on the internet. I get all these opportunities to just throw all my stuff onto the internet so people can see it.
Boom, and now I'm a VTuber.
I'm a VTuber, and I play Legos. We love the internet, yes.
It's amazing.
But that's the whole thing, is like you have like a lot of opportunities, right, for being able to do these things, but you still like have this hindrance here of knowing the real value of the things you do. That's why it's like you have hidden talents. You're like, oh, my water droplet, instead of you going, oh, me being able to do all this art and rig.
Oh. Amazing. Like, art and rig is so much more impressive, but I'm like, hey, look, I can do a water droplet sound.
That's my most amazing talent, guys. Not all this other crap I can do. Not just whipping up random art for collabs overnight or something. Like, it's nothing like that. Nah. That doesn't count. That's just something I do.
Hearing loss anchor.
Oh my gosh, why are you...
What is Desi broken? What's that?
That was... Okay, look. I was playing Corpse Party, and the freaking girls screaming so much was driving me insane. I wasn't scared of the game. I wanted to punch them because I was so angry at them screaming in my ears constantly. And this was the, like, back when me and my boyfriend were just friends, and this was like the second, like, what you call it, the second stream of mine he'd seen. And he literally made a joke, and it broke me. And I started laughing because I was so angry and wanting to actually throw hands. And he was saying Corpse Party, like, where, like, something about, like, hearing issues. I can't remember all of it, but he, like, made a comment, and it broke me because I was so angry at them screaming all the time and feeling like I had a freaking headache, and I wanted to punch them. Like, this is pretty much is what that came from. It's just me being straight up broken over a game, driving me crazy. And that came from Elden Ring, where a bear jumps. It just startled me.
Elden Ring is scary.
No, it was a fucking bear. I thought it wasn't following me anymore.
Bears are scary too.
Bears are scary too. But anyways, since you guys know the story behind those, back to these, like I was saying, you have the hidden talents that you just don't see the value of because, like I said, you're missing that. And that's what it translates into pretty much everything you do, where you miss the value of what you do. You miss the value of the relationships until you get in them and you're like, this is freaking amazing, or this freaking sucks. It's like you can't, like, you literally can't see through people's bullshit, sadly.
Oh god. I mean, true.
Which is why you need friends that can teach you these things. That could be like, nah. Like, I could see you being somebody that would be easily scammed, sadly.
Oh god, don't even, oh my god. It happened. It happened. It happened. It's... We don't talk about it. I got scammed, and okay, I mean, story time. So, back in the days, I was on some very sketchy websites to watch my animes, and at some point, like one of those scammers called me and was like, "Hey, yeah, no wait. Okay, there was like an advertisement being like, "Hey, yeah, you won the iPhone Mini, whatever it was at the time. Leave your phone number and we will contact you to talk about the price." I was like, "Okay, here you go." And then a few months later, they actually called me. Oh, I moved. And then a few months later, they actually contacted me and were like, "Hi, yeah, we're here to talk about your iPhone you won. We need all this very interesting bank information of yours." I didn't give it to them though. I didn't give it because I was like, okay, wait, this actually sounds very sketchy now.
Oh
But
my god.
I always gave my bank information to strangers.
Oh my lord. Okay.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, that's obviously how you do it. This is what I'm talking about. I mean, you and Queenie do have that issue in common. The reason, okay, look, I want to explain some things. People can have similar themes, even if they don't have similar placements. Because the thing with Light, she's going to have a lot of themes that Pisces energy deals with because she has a lot of 12th house energy. Besides just having an interception in there, she has a lot of planets in there, and they're personal planets. So a lot of themes that seem more Piscean, like the escapism and the being very gullible and things like that, which is something that Queenie deals with because she actually has like prominent like Pisces placements with like her personal planets. And when I say personal planets, let me explain what these mean. Personal planets are what directly affect our individual personality. Like, we have things called generational planets, like, you know, Jupiter and Pluto and Uranus. Like, these things kind of like more describe a group of people, which is why you look more to the degree to see how it's individualized for the person and in what house it's in the energy. But the planet itself is more for like a group of people. Mars and Venus and Mercury, the sun, these are personal planets. These are things that it's like Mars is like our aggression, our ambition, like what we do. And then Venus is like how we are, like our love language and our relationships. And Mercury, how we communicate, how we learn. And the sun, how we express ourselves. Like these are very personal energies. And she has a bunch of them in her 12th house. And the 12th house is ruled by Pisces energy. Even though hers is ruled by Aries on her chart, the 12th house still carries Pisces themes of undoing in the subconscious and secrets and escapism and all that kind of stuff. So she's going to carry those themes through everything that she does. And Misty's over here dying.
That's Misty for you.
But that's like it like always will wrap around and keep the energies of the house that it's in. That's where these play out in her life. I'm alive and well. just brain function. That's all it is.
The brain is dead.
I completely understand.
Lord, use your brain, please.
Okay, you got that 1,010 brain function. Okay. So, since she has all this in here, even though none of it is Pisces energy, because her Pisces energy is up here with the generational planet, with Uranus, this is still going to give her a lot of themes where this 12th house energy kind of just blankets over her expression. So it's like the whole thing where she's very gullible because, you know, her being able to see actual true worth of things is inside an interception. It really plays into this energy where she's just like everything. And she might also feel that people just keep secrets from her for no freaking reason whatsoever. Like, yes. Because it's just like, why does no one tell me anything?
Yeah. I had that problem even in my family. Not with secrets, but for example, my family's like making like plans for trips, and I'm the last person to ever like know. Like it's a day, like 2 hours before the trip, and they're like, "Hi, are you ready?" I'm like, "For what?" "Yeah, we're going to like Mexico, for example." I'm like, "What?"
It's like just the surprise of
Yeah, it's just
everything.
like, ooh.
But it almost just seems like she doesn't need to know ever, and she's like the last one to know if she's going to know. It's pretty much like the other thing she has going on in here, because the 12th house is secrets. Now, it can be your undoing, it can be your hidden enemies too, which is why I'm saying you have that trouble with seeing through bullshit when it comes to people. Like, because you have hidden enemies in here that try to, like, you know, become buddy with you, and you won't know their value or worth until they screw you over, and you're just like, well, that was great.
Oh
yeah. It's not like you kind of have that, because you know how some people, they literally have that sense where it's just like, no, dude, we're not being friends. You don't have that.
Wait, I'm sorry. I need to interrupt. My mom needs me real bad right now. I'm
okay.
I don't know how long, but just a few
it's okay.
minutes,
I'm
seconds. I'm so sorry.
I'll teach people things. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, guys. What are you curious about in her chart that you want to know? Because believe it or not, I've talked to her about like a lot of this stuff, though I am bringing up some new stuff for her while she's here. But she has already conceded to using her chart for learning when we do learning streams, so this is a good chance to start using her chart. Tell me all the good stuff. You were there for the good stuff, Misty. You were there in private.
Okay, never mind. Sleepy time over. My sister got it before I could get
She heard you, Misty.
All the good stuff. Wait, were you about to gossip about me? Okay, I don't know if that... Okay, fun fact. I don't know if it plays into the whole secret. I feel like people keep secrets from me for no reason. I always also feel like people talk behind my back. Like, we could be bested of friends for like years.
For
and I'm like,
hours.
For hours, for like weeks, months, years. And I'm like, do they talk behind my back about me?
Well, you have to also realize, too, that the 12th house is paranoia.
Oh, yeah.
It's literally the mental health house. It's like the paranoia, the neurosis, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, you having all your personal planets in there, it's like, yes, there is some truth to people doing stuff behind your back, but there's also the full, like, other spectrum thing where you can just kind of go off kilter and be full spectrum, like down the wrong side of being paranoid and like freaking out about every little thing. But you got to watch out for.
Please tell me if you talk behind my back. I want to know. I need to know. Please tell me. Let me know. I won't be mad. I just need to know.
And like, Shoal has a question, which there is actually an answer for that a lot of astrologers would say is her Mercury. Like, Mercury is intelligence, it's communication, it's learning, and she literally has
some bitch, you motherfucker. I just saw it. I was like, what?
Now, having Mercury in the sign of Taurus makes your intelligence stubborn. It doesn't automatically make you stupid. Like, you know, certain things with where Mercury is, it can make you have a certain thing. Like, if it's in a fire sign, it makes you very impatient. When it comes to learning, when it comes to understanding things, you just become very impatient, Misty. Now...
Twilight's dumb. Let's hear it.
Now, when it's in an earth sign, it means you're slower to pick up on things, but you also retain things a lot better than, say, someone with a fire Mercury, because you have a lot more patience when it comes to learning. You also have a lot more patience with others when it comes to them learning, which is why a lot of times there will be teachers that can have like an earth Mercury because they have a lot of patience for others and how they learn. Like, I actually have an earth Mercury. I have the same Mercury she does, actually. But because of how it's placed, instead of it being hidden away from me, it's very like prominent in my chart. It's probably one of the more like activated things in my chart. So my intelligence is very prominent, and I communicate it a lot. Like, I talk through teaching people, but I also have memory issues because of a lot of things. So like, even though I am intelligent, my memory can make me seem very, very ditzy and slow. So, like, there's a lot of reasons, like, how it plays out different for people. You're sitting here making fun of her being dumb, and you have the same Mercury. Good job, Shoal. You're just over here making fun of her and yourself at the same time. But yours is probably in a different house. I wouldn't be surprised if yours isn't inside of an interception, and it's probably like a little higher in the chart, which would be good for her because it means she's learning how to communicate from you, which would make sense with being the best friend.
I do actually. I copied so many, not copy, kind of copied so many things from
The
him.
Gemini rising,
Like-
she just copies him straight up.
No, like literally, like, oh my god, so many like words I never used before. I used after like spending like a lot of time with him. I just picked them up and were like, yeah, let's use them in my vocabulary now. It sounds fun.
It sounds fun.
I also got something to drink, aka alcoholic beverage.
Well,
My
on the
sister
show-
just gave me a cocktail.
On the show, I do them for free, but I do have them privately where you can purchase like short ones on Ko-Fi. But when I do like guests on my show, they're free. She didn't pay to come on here and have me do this in public to her. I think she died. What? Look at. Oh, there she is. She picked up her face again. There she is.
Sorry, my mom just came in again. They all want something from me today. I don't know what they want. Okay. Oh my god. And oh my god.
Yeah, I know. Queenie is very supportive, and she always like supports me any way she can when it comes financials and stuff. She's very sweet.
Okay. Okay. Now, hopefully. I'm so sorry.
Misty, you're coming on Wednesday. Of course you volunteer as tribute. You, oh, my lord.
It's Misty. What do you expect?
Did you already forget? But that's something that does happen with Taurus Mercury a lot, is like being able to retain information. Like a lot of this information that I know, I learned as a child. When it comes to astrology, I started learning very, very young. And I was like, I had a book and I was like drawing out charts like this by hand. Because like I was able to like calculate stuff and everything. But it's like, the thing with Taurus Mercury is we become very stubborn about stuff that we get interested in. Like we very, very easily can like rabbit hole spin on the internet on something that we become very interested in. And just stubbornly like, no.
No.
They just very stubbornly keep learning it until it bores us, which it takes a lot to bore us because supposedly Taurus is supposed to be the most boring sign of the zodiac. Because it's so dependable and so, like, I almost said sturdy, but they can be sturdy people. But it's like, it takes a lot to bore us just because when we become interested in something, we're very, very stubborn about trying to learn everything about it.
Not me watching a 6-hour YouTube video about a video game I really like just to get to know all the lore. No. Not me watching it twice.
Okay. Like, okay, I can't say anything because, okay, look, when I become interested in different things, like say astrology, I will freaking tunnel vision down learning certain aspects of things because obviously there's always more things to learn, right? Because it's literally thousands of years old. So there's always like different communities around it. Like there's like the death astrology community where they like talk about things that predict death in charts and things like that.
I also need one for that.
But I am not into that, so I don't learn it.
Oh, it's fine, it's fine. I will find someone probably, hopefully. And not get scammed.
Hopefully don't get scammed. But there are people that are very much into that and they study it for years and years and all that stuff. No, I don't want to learn about that stuff. I really don't. I don't care. I've had enough near-death experiences to not really care. But at the same time, there's what you call it? There's people that do like career based things when it comes to astrology. They really specialize in like helping people like figuring out their best career. That goes along with how I talked to Light and Misty about branding. I did the same thing when Shin was here talking about his branding. She actually has the same midheaven as Shin, which is Aquarius.
I'm on brand.
Yes, and she's also Star, which you saw Shin was also Stars and like Captain, like Star Fleet Man over here with his collecting people. She's over here a literal star. with
I
her,
do.
with being on brand.
Right?
Oh my God.
You know, to be on brand and all that.
Yes. And the thing is, she has like a mix of like Pisces energy with it, which, you know, her themes, even though she only has Uranus and Pisces, she has a lot of Pisces energy in her chart because she has all the 12th house energy. She also has Neptune up here, which is Pisces energy conjunct her midheaven. And then she has the swap, which Uranus is usually, which is naturally Aquarius energy. She has it swapped and has that in Pisces energy. So she has like Pisces themes just dancing around her chart.
I have so many special things. I got the swap and interception.
Yeah,
the green triangle thingy, which the name I forgot.
She has a yod. Yes, this lovely thing that points to her moon, which I haven't talked about yet. She has a lot of things that are a lot about destiny in her chart. She has Pluto that talks about she needs relationships to make her feel like she's going that way. She has her North Node over here that's hidden from her that she needs to figure out so that way she doesn't get lost. She also has her moon down here because a yod is also known as the finger of God or finger of destiny. And people that have these in their chart typically have either one or multiple events in their life that just change their whole freaking life and there's no way they can avoid it. That's what this is.
I should rebrand to like a Destiny Star.
The Destiny Star.
I don't know even what it is, but I should rebrand to that.
Friggin' North Star. She's just everyone's destination. But this right here, talking about her moon, is in Virgo. My moon's also in Virgo, which is why like I find like a lot of funny similarities with her. Like she has the same both Venus and Mercury and moon as me.
You're crazy. Your chart is also as crazy as mine.
Oh, that's right. I haven't shown you mine, have I?
No, you haven't actually.
Yeah, mine's Psycho.
Oh, great.
Yeah, if your moon was in Virgo, that would be kind of a shock where she actually found so much of a mirror to her. Though I feel like your moon would have to be a little more like pushy than hers to help her get out of her box.
You know what would be great? I don't know, maybe I will pay you to do it at some point, but do like a comparison between mine and Schloll's chart to see like why are we so compatible with each other.
Yeah,
It'd be kind of cool to know.
Yeah, I have compatibility stuff on my Ko-Fi.
Schloll, let's do one.
Yeah, I have it on there.
You pay for it, I'm broke.
But having the moon in Virgo having the moon in Virgo makes you very service oriented because the moon represents a few things. The moon is one also looked in the chat as the mom. So that would be like, you know, your relationship to your mom, like being the one that helps your mom a lot, even if your siblings don't. You might feel like your siblings kind of like skate by and don't have to really like deal with as much as you do.
Yeah.
But you're also, for some, I don't know why, but when you have the Virgo moon, your mother just tends to see you as the helper for some freaking reason. The same thing happened to me and my boyfriend. I don't know what does that because we're both Virgo moons. But like the mother figure, it's almost like you're always trying to help the mother figure. In extreme instances, like mine, I became the nurse for my mom growing up. So it's like it can go all the way because Virgo energy is like health. It's literal health. And it's physical health. So when you have your moon there, it does actually Ruby's a Virgo moon too.
Welcome to the club.
I don't have 60 money. It's because they go longer. The comparisons do because it's two charts being put together. But
so we can do 50-50, it's fine.
Do 50-50, you both put 30. I mean, it works. It's both of your charts.
70-30.
70-30.
But you paid us 70. I don't have them.
But having this right here in your 5th house means it's almost like, because the 5th house is also children. It's not, it's like, because it represents quite a few things. Having your moon in your 5th house, you have it in your house of creativity, of children. It can also be of gifts. So I wouldn't be surprised if your mom butters you up with gifts in order for you to actually do things for her. But, or it could be that you feel you have to do that. It's like a receptive thing here, but it's like the house of gifts and children and stuff. Or it could just feel like you're the one that's always having to be the mom to the children, like, because that also plays out there. Because mine's in my 3rd house, which is the house of siblings, so I really was the mom to my brother. But having it in like the house where children are involved, it's almost like it's not just going to be like a sibling. It can be like more than just your siblings you feel this way with. Love you too, Queenie. So having this and having your yod pointing at it, your finger of destiny, there's going to be something that changes your life, obviously. Now, this change is coming from your planet of expression with your sun, and then this very dreamy Neptune energy that's in your 10th house of career. Now, this makes me believe that whatever you find, because this is in your 11th house of networking, you know, wishes coming true, things like that, you're going to find somebody that helps you really learn how to express yourself. And finding this person, you also get a leg up in your career, which is why they come down and point at your, because the moon's also your emotional state. It's not just your mom, it's your inner world. It points to a huge change in your inner world, where what you create and what comes out of your inner world is going to be a lot different through meeting this person. And so whatever you create in effect is going to keep bouncing back and forth between your networking and your career house. But it's always going to come back to how it's changing you. Now, whether this is a group, because 11th house can be groups of people, it can be more than just one person. It could be a group you get into. It could be a group of friends. Whatever it is, it's going to affect your career and make it to where you're changing on an internal level anytime you interact with this group. Like, obviously, the first big change is going to be whenever you meet this group, because it's going to change you internally. And it's going to be a big change because you have Jupiter over here that's like alongside your moon, and it makes everything bigger. So whatever this change is, and it's retrograde, you're going to have a big internal change. Like, you know how Misty like hates her Jupiter being retrograde because it gives her big internal lessons. Yours is an internal lesson too, but yours is in the sign of Virgo. So it's going to be more along the lines of like helping others or taking care of yourself and your health, or, you know, routines, because obviously you have this lovely huge thing over here where you don't know what the fuck to do with routines. So whoever ends up helping you is going to be someone that really brings a lot of stability and routines to your life, which would be what you need definitely over here, which could be why it's a destiny thing. You need someone that brings that kind of grounded energy to your life so that you can start actually creating from a space that's reliable. Because right now it might seem more like you have sporadic creativity. You can't really choose when you have the energy to do it because it's sporadic. Now, that has a lot to do with this square you have with Mars. It makes it a challenge to really like dive into your internal world and create from there, because it's like you're trying to like pry it out of the ocean's hands over here. But there's going to be a group or someone that feels like a group of people on their own. You know, it can be interpreted that way. But, you know, having multiple ways that they help you all in one person. Or it's going to be a group of people that just help you in a bunch of ways as a group. But it's going to have a direct effect on these things, and it's going to make it to where you actually find that routine and stability that you need in order to create on a level that just makes it to where you can just, you know, decide to sit down and make something instead of feeling like you're pulling teeth to do it.
Okay, now tell me, how do I find that? I need that. How do I, can we speed up the process like tomorrow? Like, just they show up at my door, be like, "Hi, I'm gonna bring you stability now." I need that, please.
5 Taurus placements. If you have 5 Taurus placements, it means you have a stellium. A stellium is when you have 3 or more of a planet. Like, a lot of astrologers wouldn't really count Lights as a stellium, even though she has 3 Taurus, because the North Node isn't a planet. It's more of a space, a void, so if so to you speak. But if you have 5 planets in Taurus, then that means you have a stellium. Now, for different astrologers, it means different things. Some say it's because there's literally like something you have to pay for in that area of your life, and you have to learn how to make it come true. Like, how do I put this? It's almost like, say you do have a stellium in Taurus. I've been speaking of the themes of Taurus, right? Where it's knowing value, knowing worth, knowing how to create money, knowing how to be comfortable, all those things, right? Now, if you have a stellium there, it's pretty much like all those planets are saying you need to learn how to fucking do this. Now. Like yesterday. You should have learned it already. It's pretty much what it's doing. If you have any of those planets in retrograde, which means they have like this little like R. Oh, that got big. I didn't mean to do that. This little R that's like beside the Jupiter right here, this little R. If you have planets that have like the little R by it in your chart, then that means it's internal, because when it's not like retrograde, it's like going external out into the world. But once you have something retrograde, it turns more internalized. So much stability. I mean, you can be a stable person. Like how Light sees you is as a stable person for her. You can be stable for somebody else, but you're having to learn how to be the stability. You are the stability. It doesn't necessarily mean you have stability in your life. You could have a chaotic ass life having a stellium, but that means that you are actually a very stable person for other people when they meet you. Like Light, you're perfect for Light if you have a stellium in Taurus, because she needs to learn the fucking energy. So she's learning it from you. Perfect.
Paul is the most unstable person I've ever met.
They could be unstable, but they're stable for your needs. That's what I mean.
Probably, yeah.
Like, and what Ruby is saying with your Chiron and Cap, yes, both her and Misty have the same Chiron, so they kind of pal together in that energy. And see, Ruby's saying that she understands, but she has it in the opposite sign, and the opposite sign of Chiron in Capricorn be Chiron and Cancer. That's what I have. It's like how
Capricorn on the chart.
Yeah. But yeah, just because you have a bunch in one sign, like you might have, like if you have personal planets, you'll act out a lot of that sign. Like you might be extremely stubborn. You might like, okay, having a lot in Taurus. You already said you have Mercury up there. I don't know what else you have in Taurus, but having Mercury up there along with a bunch of other things in Taurus means that your communication style is very freaking stubborn. Like very freaking stubborn, because you have other planets acting on your communication style. Now, if it's retrograde, you didn't say if it is or not. If it's retrograde, your communication style would be very internalized as to not really being able to speak that well, because you'd have a lot of trouble actually speaking if it's retrograde. Now, that means you would internalize your thoughts, be a lot slower to speak. That could be someone that's a little more mute. But you said you have a lot of planets over here. Now, that could also act on your Mercury. If you have Mars, that means that your anger comes out in your expression, especially depending on how close they are. If you have Venus, that means, you know, her Venus is very far from her Mercury, but it's still in Taurus, so that means her themes can bring, like, you know, having those very deep, meaningful, valuable conversations are important to her. Like, it still kind of has an effect there, but she's going to place a lot more value on actions than she is going to place on, you know, the words of affirmation of someone that, like, say, has their stuff a lot closer, where it'd be like, yeah, I can really feel the passion when someone says certain words to me. Like, that's a little different. Yeah. She needs to have substance to the words, not just passion, especially since her thing's in Gemini. She's more passionate about learning about the words and what they mean, as opposed to feeling passion because someone's like hitting on her or something.
I'm not affected by Venus be like, hey baby girl, you're here often.
Yeah, Riz isn't the thing for her. If she looks at you and you're trying to Riz her and she feels you're stupid, she's just gonna be like, ew.
I'm just like, yeah, no.
She feels you're intelligent though. She'd be like, oh, hey there. But like having a whole stellium over here is like, it's really going to affect more like, and plus you have to realize when you have a stellium, you don't have a lot to balance you out in other areas. Like if you have 5 planets in Taurus, you don't have a lot balancing you out around your chart, which means there's going to be a lot of areas of your life where it feels imbalanced more than stability. Riz means nothing no more, especially the light.
Only with me up if you are Einstein smart.
Yeah, she needs to be, the only way she's Riz is if you start spouting stuff off and she's like, oh wow, and she's just like sitting there listening with starry eyes.
To be honest,
that's
yeah,
how you
if you come up and you're like, oh yeah, they, for example, they have like a really cool interest and they just like ramble about it. I'm like, talk more, keep talking.
manage to be funny sometimes. You know, Taurus is like the comedy, like with Leo. Taurus and Leo energies are all about comedy. It's kind of like Leo's more like the loud, boisterous comedy. Taurus is more the slapstick comedy or the dry comedy or like the pun comedy. It's like it's like that comedy just like really like gets a person when like it's Taurus energy. For some reason I speak from me having a Taurus Mercury. I don't understand either. Like it's doesn't make sense why it does, but it's that. Or telling the jokes and like having the great punchline even if it's a really horrible pun. Like you just laugh at your own joke. But that's why like even though like a sign may be known for something, like how Taurus is known for stability and stuff, if you have tons of stuff in it, it can create the imbalance because you don't have stuff balancing out your chart. Like Light's chart, if she didn't have this interception, I would say she'd be a lot more balanced.
Oh, great. Okay, let's get rid of it then. Just let's delete it. Let's just edit the chart. It's easy.
Yeah, Taurus placements will roast the fuck out of you. Like Ruby was there for my tarot roasts when I did those. She remembers those.
Oh. I hope I can catch like a tarot roast one day.
Yeah, I need to get my stuff set up to be able to do those again. But what was I saying? This is what I mean, my ditzy forgetful blanking.
We were saying if my interception weren't there, my chart would be very balanced.
Because see, the thing is, you have like your stuff spread out, right? Like all around your chart. If you didn't have the interception, you more than likely would have like more even spread even more, and plus you wouldn't be feeling like you're missing something. Like your chart's almost evenly spread like mine. Like mine's a little more spread than yours. And I don't have an interception. And people tend to see me as being very level-headed and very balanced. And like being able to like pretty much give advice through anything, but it's because I've been through hell. So like, it's literally advice from experience. I'm not pulling it out of my ass. Like I know some people, they go on and give like all this talk about this is how you get through this, and they've never experienced it in their life. Any advice I give is because I've personally experienced it. So if I'm giving you relationship advice, I've been through some bullshit. If I'm giving you health advice, I've been through bullshit. If I'm giving you family advice, I've been through bullshit. Trauma,
Desi,
same
the
thing.
big sister has been through it all.
And it doesn't make me happy to be through it all, but hey, I can use it to help you guys. But the whole thing is when you have a clusterfuck of stuff in one area, that means everything else is laid kind of naked. Like, because if you have a stellium, it's going to look like all your stuff is very much kind of bucketed over here. That's why it's called a bucket chart when that happens, because you have a lot of empty stuff. And that means it's like you're learning these themes in your life through other people instead of it just being all in your whatever, you know? Like, what house is your stellium in, Shoal? Because that affects a lot too. Because you can have a stellium, but say it's a 5th house stellium, you're like a creative genius. You just have a bunch of shit in your creativity house. But if you have it in your seventh house, it's like tons of relationship lessons for you, buddy.
Oh boy.
It's like, it really depends on where it is. It changes up everything. But also fifth house, having a stellium can also mean a bunch of kids, or just a lot dealing with kids, or having a career that's centered around children. So like I said, the themes really play out differently. If you have a bunch in your actual career house, it can mean a very robust career in whatever like your chosen field is that goes along with your themes. With Taurus, it'd probably be more about like stability and like making money though. Yeah, your idea with the ping was amazing. It was very much amazing. I was getting so irritated having something to point with up here. So now but having a stellium, it really depends. Like, my boyfriend has a stellium. A lot of stuff in Scorpio. The stuff that you have an interception in. The other stuff, like how Shoal has your Taurus. My boyfriend has Scorpio. But his is in his first house. So it's all like people immediately see his stellium on him. And that was something like that made him laugh when I read his chart, and he remembers. Because when I saw his chart, I was like, oh, okay. Just started laughing. And he was like, I was like, oh, okay, I understand. And he was like, what is that even? What?
He was like, what do you mean by that?
And then I just started saying a bunch of stuff, and he was like, oh, yeah. Like, you know, because it's all literally on his person. The first house is what people see when they see you in person.
Oh, they see nothing, apparently, for me.
No, you're Gemini. Like, you literally, like, mimic people.
Oh. I thought because there was no planet and there people like, oh, yeah, okay, that's light, she does nothing.
That's a misconception. When you don't have a planet in a house, like, we'll take your first house, for example, it's ruled by Gemini. So it's going to have Gemini qualities to it in your first house. So you're going to have a lot of, like, when people like meet you in person, very Gemini qualities, very like possibly talking with your hands, very expressive, like with your face, with like certain like, okay, a little Miss Side Eye over there, like very expressive with your face. It's also like being the chatterbox, but also the mimic, because Geminis love to mimic and adapt to their environments. So it's like you just pick up on things very quickly and then you mimic them. So it's almost like people feel, when they meet you in the person, they can feel like they know you, but they don't really know you, because more than likely you're mirroring them very well, almost like the a mime could, and them being very annoyed with it because they don't know how the heck you're being them better than they're them. It's pretty much
amazing. That's amazing. Damn, that's a new hidden skill. Look at me. Look at me go. I'm a mimic.
So the first house is the ascendant. It's also called the rising. So you can see that as like when people on the internet, when they talk about big three in the astrology community, they mean sun, moon, and rising. Like for Light, she'd be an Aries sun, a Virgo moon, and a Gemini rising. Like that's something you would see in like the astrology community. And a lot of times when people see that, like if they know charts, they can kind of figure out like, oh, so this is what's going on with this person. But that doesn't kind of calculate, you know, interceptions. It doesn't calculate if a person has like doubled houses, which Light does, because that's what happens when you have interceptions. She has double the Cancer energy and double the Capricorn energy because she's missing these. Taurus, Capricorn, Gemini. Oh my gosh. You guys. Oh my god.
What? Is it bad?
It's not bad. If he's a Gemini rising, your charts are going to lay pretty much the same unless he has a very different interception than you, or he doesn't have one.
Ooh.
If he doesn't have an interception, that'd be hilarious, because you're basically learning your map of your chart without an interception from him. But Capricorn moon, like, is also another Earth moon. But Capricorn moons tend to be a little harder when it comes to emotion. Like Light will show her emotions, not that crazy, because she's not a water moon or a fire moon, but she will show them, she will talk about them, she will analyze them. You'd be lucky if a Capricorn mentions they have emotions. Like Capricorn moon is like, it's such a foreign concept to them because it's like opposite of where the moon natally sits, which would be in Cancer, because Cancer is literal the actual moon energy. Capricorn's opposite of that. It's like, nope, doesn't exist here. Water, dry crater, nope, not, no, like it's pretty much what it's like. A very it's like Aquarius can be very stoic when it comes to like moon, like having Aquarius moon, they can be very stoic and almost seem like they're the ones that keep it together. But when they're close to someone, they have emotion. Like they're very vulnerable and open with their emotions, and they show their very human side because Aquarius is humanity. This is a goat. They're very interested in climbing the mountain and getting the accolades. They want to be it. Emotions for a lot of Capricorn moons get in the way of that, and that's why they stifle them and don't talk about them, because they're like, if I emote, this gets in the way of what I want to do, so I'm burying it. So it becomes a constant throughout the Capricorn's life that in order to be successful, they have to bury their emotions.
That's true. That's true.
And then you having a bunch of Taurus placements, because you said you had a stellium, so you have an Earth stellium and a very stubborn sign, and then you have a moon that's very stubborn about emotions and another Earth sign. So it's like, I'm not sure which planets you have linking to your moon because, you know, I don't know the degrees, so I don't know what aspects you have going to it. But say if you have your Mercury going to your moon, it makes you even more stubborn about talking about your emotions, though it can make it to where with certain instances, depending on the houses that they're in, because yours would probably either be, because her interception kind of messes up where the houses would be, either 11th or 12th house, depending on what activates your communication center with your moon would make it like flow easier. It would make your communication happen easier. Now, like I said, I can't tell with her chart because she got all kinds of funky stuff happening over here, so I can't tell where your stuff is going to fall and what's going to happen with it, or what other planets, because if you have Moon and Mars going together, that means your aggression is expressed through your emotions or lack thereof fairly easily, because having an open walkway between your Moon and Mars, like Light doesn't have that. She has trouble. She has a square. She has tension and frustration built up between her actual frustration and her drive and everything and her emotions. There's like a wall there that she needs to learn to work through.
I got so much to learn. Oh my god. Like, oh yeah, like you need to learn that and learn that and learn this, but you can't learn it by yourself. You need people to learn it. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah. But you see, if you have it where it would be a trine because it's the same element, if you have a trine between your Moon and Mars, what would happen is it would create, well, yes, anger could travel very quickly between your emotions and what you decide to do with it, with your ambitions, but it could also create fuel where you can use your emotions in order to drive you. Even if you don't share them, even if you keep them internalized, you can still use them to fuel the fire, so to speak, and to like kick your ass into gear to do something. Now, there's a very emotional attachment to success, to doing something that you view as successful. Now, that could, I don't know where your Chiron is. I don't know where that is either. So wherever your Chiron is, indicates a wound. Now, if you have a wound that is like, you have like a success wound like Light does, where, you know, no amount of success feels like it's enough, and she's just like a void, like Misty over here, no matter what they do, it's never going to be good enough. And the dad wound, that's also the dad wound.
Oh no, not the dad wound again. Not it again. The daddy issues are real.
The literal daddy issues with the Chiron over here that both of them have. Then, you know, obviously your Moon is going to suffer a little more because it's like dealing with that wound mixed into it, which makes it hard. But if you're like Chiron is somewhere else, it's going to act on those. Like if your Chiron is part of your stellium, oh my god. But like I said, I can't really tell because I don't know what your chart is.
Don't you? You will find out soon enough. I'm pretty sure Yeshua wants to book you for a session.
But That's why it's so different. Now, with Light, her moon's this is pretty wide. It's pretty wide for a trine, but it wants to give it to her. Maybe it's having some compassion or something here. But she has her her little Mercury making a trine to Jupiter. Now, her Jupiter, like I've said, is internalized. All of her luck and her expansion is very internal. Her growth as a person is very internal, but that's what matters to her. She needs her internal growth. Like, I don't know if she would necessarily be as happy about a bigger number if she was just bored and stifled.
No.
Like, there's some people that it's like the number is more important, the external is a lot more important. Yeah, screaming goat. The external is a lot more important. For her, she needs growth. She needs something that she feels is meaningful. And she has her Mercury making a trine to this, which means that she will have opportunities to communicate these things and find the people that help her communicate. Obvious. Okay, that thing always startles me. Damn it. Like every time. But the Mercury over here with your Jupiter having this trine creates an easy flow for you. So that's probably where this is going to come in. Like, you know, your destiny pulling you towards this. You have a flow for easy expansion of your ideas, because having like Mercury is ideas, communication, knowledge. You have a very easy expansion of ideas internally once you get this activated. Yes, very much wow. And then we have what I want to talk about with your Uranus up here. Now, your Uranus being up here in the 11th house. I am timing this perfectly. Yes, you are, Past. But you have Uranus up here in Pisces. This Uranus energy is the great equalizer. Now, Jupiter is all about blessings. Wherever we have Jupiter, it's like it's going to bless us with expansion and knowledge and growth and all these kind of things, right? Uranus is like, I'm not much about blessings, but I love equaling the playing field. It just makes Uranus excited for some freaking reason. And it will strike down with its thunderbolt and just like level everything that makes no sense whatsoever in your life, and you're just like, okay, fine then. And then you're just stuck with dealing with it. Now, oh, you go to astro.com, this right here. You just type that in and you can put your info in it, and then you're able to make a birth chart with it. Now, with having Uranus in Pisces, as you know, because you're a 12th houser with all your stuff in here, Pisces energy is the escapism. It is also the beauty, the arts. It's also Neptune also rules over like movies and Hollywood and things like that. So it's all about like being able to create the escapist thing, because you know we escape through movies. That's why it rules that.
Yeah.
So it's all about being able to create that. Having Uranus in there, since it's weird, it's literally rules Aquarius. It's all about that weird energy. It's all about striking things weirdly and doing things you don't expect. This is all about being in your 11th house, which is the groups of people, which is this could also be charity also in the 11th house. Like if you want to do like charity work and things like that. Because you know, groups of people. But it's also like the wishes coming true, things like that, friends, all that stuff. So having this up here, it's almost like what randomly happens to you, and it's direct, it's not retrograde, it's not internal, this is like external things happening to you. This is all about having to find the real, because you're gonna get like your lightning bolts of people coming in your life. It's pretty much what Uranus is gonna do. But it's not just gonna be like good people.
Oh no.
People are gonna randomly enter your life, and since you are learning worth, your main thing, because you have all this struggle bus stuff going through here with your squares, the tension, the challenges, the lessons. that you have to learn is which ones are good and which ones aren't. Yeah, Light's interested.
What you mean? That's a first. What you mean?
Every time I've pulled up her chart, she's been interested.
Exactly. This is the third time already I'm getting my chart read. What you mean?
She's just excited.
I want to learn, you know? I'm very on brand.
Okay, some weird German site.
Wait.
Here, let me see. If I can...
The American Google different from the German one?
I don't know if it is.
Yeah, I think that's the right one, right? No. Wait. That's how...
Wait, let me... Here. Here, let me put this in here. This right here. There. That's how you go make your chart. There. I actually went straight to the thing where hopefully I'll just bring up the page where you can put in your chart info.
It's the right website. It's the same website. You're just stupid.
That way you don't have to click on anything to find out where to put your chart. It should let you just put your info straight in there if it worked right. Like, it doesn't tell you anything, it literally gives you a chart, and this, obviously, if you make your chart, you're gonna see a bunch of stuff over here, which is, like, another, like, table of, like, symbols and stuff. Like, I cut all that stuff out so you guys can't see Light's personal information. So, you only get the circle. But when you put your chart in, you're gonna see a lot more than just the circle. But it's not gonna explain anything to you. It's just gonna give you a bunch of symbols.
It's up to Desi to tell you what the symbols are all about.
I mean, there are some websites that give explanations, but I feel like a lot of times they're very generalized. And it doesn't help. Like, it helps if you're very new and you're trying to learn, like, very basic stuff, but it starts becoming very overgeneralized at a certain point. So it's, like, good to either, like, do research on your own to figure stuff out, or like have someone that can like help you, like, you know how Light's learning her stuff from me. She'd have a lot more of a leg up looking at something than someone that didn't know anything. Like, she'd at least know that the moon looks like this and that her Pluto looks like this, like, you know, that kind of stuff, because even knowing like the glyphs and stuff are different. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, your Uranus. So this is gonna bring you like basically very dreamlike people. It might even seem like, oh, that'd be kind of cool. I don't know if that's something you do, but you might like dream of people before you meet them. That'd be kind of cool if you actually pay attention.
Did I have, I mean, I did dream of something before and it actually happened, but it wasn't with people. I felt like I was looking in the future, you know. I was dreaming about something, and then the next day, the exact same thing happened. I was like, damn, wait, can I see the future now?
In 3 signs. Okay. Now, is it the same? Okay. When you say in 3 signs, I don't have anything. Not having anything at all would be like her Scorpio, where there's no house touching it. There's a big difference. She has nothing in an interception in Scorpio, which means there's no house touching it, so there's no house getting that energy. She literally doesn't have anything. There's a big difference. Now, if you have Scorpio and say this leg of the house is touching Scorpio, you have a house that is ruled by Scorpio. So you do have a whole house's energy and themes in your life that play out with scorpionic themes. So it's a lot different. It'd be very difficult for you to have a chart that has 3 signs that have nothing at all in it, because that would mean you'd have like a chunk like this that's intercepted on both sides, which means you only have 3 signs that do something on either side. You see what I'm saying? If that made sense. But if you have like a leg on a house, that just means that house is ruled by that energy. So you do have a whole house in that energy. Like, okay, let me explain like some of Light's thing. I get a stroke trying to see what's going. Oh my god. Here, let me use one of Light's things, right? She has like this interception, right? Where she doesn't have Scorpio. But she doesn't have any planets in Libra, but her 6th house is ruled by Libra. Now, 6th house is health. It is our routines, it's our coworkers, it's also our pets. Now, with her having it in Libra, it's very Venusian, which means she wants to be comfortable with whatever she's doing. She's also very aesthetic. She likes things around her to be nice, to be cute.
Yeah. That's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the 6th house is gonna be the 6 that's like going against the line. Like it goes around 1, 2, 3, like goes all the way around the 12. So her 6th house has this energy ruling over it, even though she has no planets in Libra. So that's how she likes her surroundings to be. Now, Libra isn't necessarily the most structured sign. It's not a fixed sign because each sign has a modality. It's a cardinal sign, so it gets things started. So she's the kind of person that will start something, not necessarily see it through all the way, but she will start it. She will start the hell out of it, especially if it's cute.
Yes.
She will start it. Now, she needs something to help her finish it. She needs motivation to help her finish it, something other than her own motivation because, you know, it's lacking. So she needs like outside forces to really motivate her, which the internet's very good for that for her. Like she has something like pushing her outside of herself to do something. Fuck aesthetic. Yeah, that's probably going to be what Misty's chart looks like. It's fuck aesthetic. I can't remember what her 6th house is, but it's probably what's happening. What was it? Libra goes to Aries. Oh yeah, she does not have aesthetic. She just sleeps. But she has a Pisces 6th house, I think. Oh, your 6th is also in Libra? Yeah, so it's pretty much like you guys both are comfy in the same kind of setting, is what that means. Like your day-to-day life, you'd be comfy in the same kind of like setting.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't need to necessarily be super organized, because Libra isn't super organized, like Virgo's more of the organized energy. But if it's aesthetic, that's what's important. Like, as long as you know where it is, it can be messy if it looks aesthetic.
Mess, but make it aesthetic.
Yeah. Now, also, Libra's all about balance, which means that if you have some, like, you don't like having too much of something, which is what tends to create the aesthetic. Like, if you feel something's too much, you try to, like, either bring in something or take away. Now, this falls into your routines, where it's like, you're going to be happiest routine-wise once you find balance, because obviously you have all this scattered energy. It might be a little easier for Shoal, maybe not, since he has that high-ass concentration of Taurus, but Taurus is also very Venusian. Like, they're both ruled by Venus. Mm-hmm. But Taurus is a different type of Venusian. Taurus is more the values and the comforts that come with having the stability. Libra is more the aesthetics and the beauty and the art, like, side of it. It can be very superficial, whereas Taurus can be a lot deeper. Thank you for the Taco Bell. So it's like having those energies, you might feel a little more comfort bringing some of the Taurus in there, but then it might feel like you might fight with it too, because they're different modalities. Taurus is fixed energy and Libra is cardinal energy. So it's like you start stuff, you need some help moving it along. Your Taurus can do that because he has that. His Taurus can move things along on his own. You need help with that.
I can't do shit alone. I always need help from someone else.
I'm glad you like them. I searched through a lot of alerts for a long time. I put like a lot of different stuff in. I put like both channel and bit ones. Now, the other thing is this is the health house. like your physical health, because 12th house is mental health. Your 6th house is more your physical health and what you do with your physical body, which is why your routines and what you do each day is important. It's what you're putting in your body food-wise. Now, you'd probably go for something that's cute to put in your mouth over something that's nutritious.
Yes.
But at the same time, depending, because, you know, it can cause indulgence, because Taurus is the sign of indulgence when it comes to Venus. Since Libra is a little more superficial, it can make you become more picky with what you're doing with your body because you want to have a certain aesthetic with your body as well.
Yes.
Now, even though you want to eat cute things, you want to look cute.
Yes.
I'm gonna use this on her. Now,
how are you gonna use this against me? Huh?
She's like, I'm learning how to do this for myself.
Exactly. Don't use it against me. It's just for me. You're just listening and being like, okay, cool.
Okay, cool. Well, that's awesome.
Exactly.
But having this, you need to find a balance, because that's where you're going to be happiest, because probably what's happening right now is you're too focused on the aesthetic and your look as opposed to what's actually healthy for you.
Maybe.
Because that can happen a lot with this, especially since you have like this big energy in here that's not really helping you like get serious about things. You keep it more playful when it comes to this. Like, you don't have anything in here really balancing that out, and then you don't have the grounded energy of teaching you what actually would be more important and nutritional for yourself. So it's almost like, well, I still look cute, so I must be healthy. That's not a good bar.
Why not? Why not?
That's not a good bar to go off of. You can.
I am looking cute and I'm thriving and surviving. That's all we need.
You can't thrive and survive at the same time.
Of course you can. Look at me. I'm doing it.
Oh my lord. When you thrive, you're doing a lot better than surviving. You shouldn't be thriving and surviving at the same time. So Libra 6th house probably would make that a thing, because you'd be like, I'm thriving in looks and surviving in health.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of goes back to all my doctors saying like, hey, yo, Light, do you want to meet up with a nutritionist? I'm like, no, I'm fine. Don't worry about it.
You know, you can do nutritional stuff and make it cute, right?
Yeah, but that's so much work, and that way,
Oh my
where the motivation
gosh.
comes in.
Well, that's also very Venusian of you, saying, oh my god, that's work.
Oh, very on brand, as always.
Very on brand for 6th house. That's work. I don't want to put work into it.
Exactly.
I just want it to look cute and work for me. Work for me. I don't want to work for you.
Exactly.
No. The other thing, cute pets, obviously.
Yeah.
Gotta have the cute aesthetic pets that you can take pictures of and like get lots of likes with.
Yes.
That's a pretty good placement for that. The cute aesthetic pets. But we're not looking for pets in your chart right now, or are you trying to get big off of pets? You have your own creativity for that. You gotta learn.
I mean, I have cute mascots coming up. They kind of count like pets. So.
No, that's more career if they're your mascot.
Ah, damn.
Pet would literally be your house pet. Like, there's probably
my pet is...
there's placements for rich house pets over here that you could have, but you don't have any of that. You have a nice interception here of like missing deep people in your co-worker life. Like your chosen thing, like your work field, you can definitely find them. But it's like you're on the search for this energy in your day-to-day life. That could be a good way of putting this. You want the deep Scorpio plutonic energy in your day-to-day life. But you have cutesy instead. But like Scorpio themes, they're a lot like Pluto themes. Now, the other thing with Scorpio is also sexuality. Like the raw sexuality, not like aesthetic sexuality, where it's like, oh, you're hot. This is like more of like the deep, like soul connection thing, and you're just kind of void of that over here. This feels like a huge crater's missing there, and you're like, why can't I find this connection with people?
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's so extreme for you. It's literally that extreme in a relationship, so you can feel like you have that connection to somebody, because you just feel like a big gaping hole there. Other people don't need that. Like, people that have Scorpio placements, they don't need, they make the relationship extreme. They don't need it over here, but you need somebody.
They make it and I need it. Again, I can't make shit by myself. What the fuck?
You're the needy chart.
Other people, oh yeah, they can do it myself. They can do it by themselves. But you need someone to do it for you. I'm so sorry.
Like
every time you say something, I'm like, but yeah, in order to unlock this and your true potential, you need someone to do it for you. I'm sorry.
Well, the thing is, they can't do it for you. That's the thing that really sucks. Is like, they can't do it for you.
Ah, fuck it, man. Nah, this is unfair.
Like, okay, look. A way to explain it. You still have to do the thing yourself.
I don't want to. No,
that's too damn bad. You're gonna
no.
I make me spit. But you have to do it yourself.
I hate it.
But the thing is, you have to find the people that help you get not only the confidence, but there's probably going to be people you meet that help you develop the skill sets. That's why I feel like
not only can I not do it by myself, I need people to help me do it.
Which is probably why it's irritating to you, because you have this natural innate ability to just pick things up. But the thing you need to pick up probably doesn't come easy to you for this, which is why it would be life-changing. And a big internal difference, because you can't pick it up on your own. Your little cheat code over here isn't working for whatever this is. If anything, it's fighting against it. Your cheat code doesn't like whatever this is, so it's like fighting against it and you don't pick it up easy. It's a struggle.
Okay.
So someone's gonna have to come along and help you learn this thing, and then you're gonna have to be really dedicated to it in order to pick it up, which is gonna be completely opposite what you're used to with your easy pickup cheat code over here that you got.
Is there a map out there that will show me where to find the person? It's like, okay, if you're the person in chat right now, let me know.
You're the one that's gonna give her the tools she needs, because she can't actually use her cheat code on this. But it wouldn't, like, there's a few ways that this person could show up. They could show up when this is active, like your moon's being activated, which would be a transit.
Mm-hmm.
Which would be like any kind of like Virgo kind of transit. Like, I know currently I think Mars is moving into Virgo, I'm pretty sure. So you could have like a spark of ambition or something when that crosses over your moon. Like, your emotions could get like lit up and you get like creative through emotions and stuff. But that won't stay because it's a transit. It's like, there's plenty of things. Like, let's see. If Jupiter were to cross it, which that would take years, because Jupiter is somewhere like up over somewhere over here somewhere. And Jupiter moves really freaking slow compared to like the inner planets, the personal planets that take like days to months. Like, outer planets take years.
Of course.
Of course. But Jupiter moving over this could bring a big spotlight to it, because it would be like activating your inner Jupiter, as well as creating like a lot of like growth on top of this point. And that's I can't remember how many years it takes for Jupiter to go through a sign. My brain's blanking on it, but it probably takes at least 2, at least. So,
I'm very impatient.
I'm sorry, you're going to be waiting at least 8 years for that one if you're betting on Jupiter.
8 years. 8 nah, you know what? I'm gonna just go up there and make it move faster. I cannot wait.
But if we're talking about Jupiter, yeah. But the thing with There's other planets too that can light that up. Jupiter's just a big one that makes things brighter. You could even have something that passes over one of your legs of the odd that light it up, like something in Aquarius or Aries that like give enough oomph that shoot down and like make it more prominent. That make you like, this would be more of like meeting the people. This would be more of like doing something at work. That would make it happen. That would make you meet the people. So this is just actively networking and finding the groups, and this is like more doing something at work in times of years that you'd be doing
so
that.
I need to talk to more people. Okay.
I mean, yeah, I think that's kind of like indicated in your whole chart here that you need to talk to people to get things done.
But the thing is, I don't like people.
This is why you have Misty.
Exactly. Misty is people for me. The people.
This is what I mean by you finding people that help you with these things. Misty literally has the chart of someone that just runs out and like grabs people, which is what she did with you, and then you're like, oh yay, this works. She is the people. She's helping you find the people that are going to help you open up whatever this is. The Pandora's
Misty,
box.
find more people for me. Thank you.
Find more people. You gotta do stuff with her, obviously. Hey, that works with your what you call it.
Oh, come on. I don't want to do stuff. That's too much work.
No, I was about to say something. The show you're doing with her.
Yeah. That's meeting people.
Yes, that's meeting people. I was
Misty, you're a genius.
You literally met a person that helps you meet people by using your career. Like literally, Misty's perfect for this. But
Misty.
It's like leading you to meeting the person that like unlocks a creative talent. But you're gonna need to be taught the talent. You're not gonna like just know it instantly on your own. But whatever it is, it's very emotionally tied to you though, because it's your inner world and it's you learning to create from that place. And it's also gonna help people because it's like that energy of like actually helping other people with it. I know, but keep talking.
Misty, you big brain, you genius. I love you. You are the best. You are the big and mighty Misty.
I mean, that literally plays into your Uranus up here because she was a random thing, right? She just kind of popped into your life and was like, hey, let's do a thing. And then, oh, this thing became a thing. Like, that's literally Uranus energy where you're just like, okay, I'll go along with it. That's literally what that is.
That's literally what happened. Oh my god.
So quit shrinking and going bigger. I'm gonna be part of your life now, and she was.
I was like, okay.
And lucky for you, she does have a lot of Sagittarius stuff that activates your happy Pluto-ness over here. And she's gonna bring people to you that you feel actually satisfy that too. I mean, hey, she found me. Or you found me, whoever the hell found me. I can't remember who
found
did.
you. Technically, we both found you because we were looking through the Twitter comments, just picking out people together. But technically, because Misty started the whole talk show, Misty technically.
Yeah. So it's like now you guys are both on here learning about yourselves and teaching all your chats about themselves too.
Yippee!
But yeah. Let's see. And one thing I was gonna say, because like I know you guys aren't, because you guys talked to me about your next guest. I already know that. Now that could be helpful for you because I know you're probably planning on doing that maybe in July, if not August. That show.
Oh yeah.
That could be something for you that sparks something because Mars is moving down around here right now. Which is the point. Which was the first thing I was talking about activating. And that person does have pull, so it could actually help you open up and actually do something bigger.
I mean, when you said about the whole like meeting another person with like that teach another creative talent, it kind of fits since she does like some creative stuff that I kind of want to learn. And she said, I'm looking for my people to hang out with. I'm like, yeah.
Well,
so maybe, she could teach me.
Maybe.
Maybe. another talent.
But it's definitely going to be something that's a little harder for you. And it's going to be, it's not going to be very, this is probably why you're going to like it so much and keep doing it, is it's not going to be surface level. It's going to be something that's more like, that you have to pull, like, from your own depths that you don't usually do, which is why this is going to be a big difference for you.
Mm-hmm.
Which is probably why it's going to be harder to learn, because you're not used to pulling from your depths, because your depths are hidden away over here. Unless you're helping other people.
Doing everything. I hate it.
To do everything.
I have to do everything.
Well, I think pretty much everyone has to do everything when it comes to their chart, hun. No one's gonna do your chart for you.
Why not?
Just
meet the person. Just, maybe someone has a chart that's like, yeah, you need someone to do it for you. And you're like, okay. Not with you, but for you.
No. Okay, look. Big difference here. You need someone to teach you the energies you don't have so that you can use them. There's a big difference.
Okay.
Like, because everyone needs all the energies in their life in order to have like a complete, fulfilled life. That's pretty much why it's a whole circle of a chart. When you're missing something, it's like, shit. Something always feels off or like it's missing, which is why you need to find people to help you learn it.
Mm.
Now, one thing could be also, now this is my own hypothesis. Just coming off the thing where people talk about how stelliums are like, you have a lot to learn and there's stuff you need to make up for. You know, having tons of energy in one house. It almost feels like if something's completely missing, like how your Scorpio is completely missing, and the way you crave it so much, it's almost like you're used to what that feels like. That's why you crave it. Otherwise, you wouldn't crave the thing in the first freaking place. So it's almost like you don't have to do anything in the way of becoming a deeper person, because you're already a deep person. A lot of people that have to learn to like reach their depths and be very deep instead of like being shallow and hiding from it. So they're put through a lot of things that make them go deep and learn these things about themselves. You're over here like, I have a nice aesthetic life, but I crave this, which means that part of you already knows it. So as pretty as life can seem, you know you crave the ugly.
Damn.
So
damn, that's crazy. Like, oh yeah, life's all pretty. Everyone is like, I could imagine that people be like, oh yeah, life's all pretty and stuff. I like it. I'm like, oh yeah, life's pretty, but show me the dark side.
That's pretty much what it is. It's like you want to learn all the secrets. You want to learn the dark side. You want to learn all the stuff that shouldn't be talked about. Like,
basically, I just want to know it all.
Yeah, it's like, don't keep it from me. I hate that shit.
Yeah.
But that's what happens. Because everyone's like, she's too cutesy. She shouldn't know. She's too naive and too gullible. And you're just like, tell me already. I need it.
Quick questions to the people who are my viewers who are in here. Do you think I'm that cutie girl? I need to know. Okay. Tell me what you think of me.
Look, who you are to people in person is going to be different to what they see you on the internet. Because this is what they see. This is what people in person see. Like, you having this Aquarius thing up here. You're going to be an oddball. That's going to be the first and foremost thing that people are going to notice about you, is that you're strange.
Perfect.
It's going to be your first thing that people notice on the internet, is that you're strange. The next thing they're going to notice is, she does seem to care about people and have, like, you know, because Aquarius is the sign of like humanity and caring like about other people and stuff like that, and your moon shines through with that. But it's also having an individual take on things, like being different from other people while also trying to still be a part of humanity. So it's almost like you have this weird thing where you want to fit in but you don't fit in.
That's reminds me of a meme. I'm so sorry. There's this one scene, I think in Riverdale was it? It has this one guy wears a hat, and like you see, I'm wearing a hat. I don't want to fit in. I can't fit in something like that. That's me. I'm the guy with the hat. Should look it up. It's funny.
Oh lord. And
Ever watched the series?
but the thing is, you also have Neptune up here in your 10th house, which creates that like dreamy aspect, which could make people see you as being kind of spacey. A little bit of a ditz, a little bit clueless, a little bit gullible. Just kind of having that energy up there.
Wasn't that what the exactly? Wasn't it also in your chart? The T and the gullible, if I remember correctly.
What?
I think if what last time when like I'm sorry, words, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I forget it. I forgot.
Are you asking if someone else is gullible?
No, I think last time we talked about my chart, you said that people, because of some placement, that people also see me as like ditzy and stuff, and like an airhead.
Well, yeah, your stuff's hidden in here. You have multiple things that show that. But this is like...
No, not me. You.
Oh, me? Oh,
yeah,
me.
I think you said something like that last time.
Oh, me. Oh, the ditzy airhead thing is my memory lapses.
Oh, okay. I remember wrong. I'm sorry.
It's like, it can make me seem that way, even like people that know me know I'm not. But if like it's just on acquaintance level and I'm like playing like a silly game or something, it's like that's my Aries midheaven. If I'm playing a silly game and just being hot-headed and stuff, I can be seen as ditzy and childish because that's like Aries energy. But Aries energy is also war and conquer, and my Mars is in my 9th house, which means I love conquering information and knowledge. So that's kind of where my thirst for learning all things everywhere kind of like comes from, and my intelligence comes from there too. If something bores me, I don't feel like learning it.
Okay.
Astrology's never bored me, which is why I've learned so much about it.
I mean, isn't that a normal thing though? If something bores you, you just don't want to learn about it?
Not necessarily. There are some people that they learn for the sake of learning.
Oh.
Like, they literally cannot get enough of just knowing things, no matter how boring it is. Like, obviously there's placements for that too, but with me, it's like, I'm stubborn, dude. I have Taurus there. I'm really freaking stubborn like you are. Like, if I don't want to, I'm not going to. You can't make me.
Yeah.
Some people, they can be pushed. Like, fine, I'll do it, okay? Like, no, I can't. I'll cry before I learn it.
Yeah.
I'll stomp my foot. I'll do something, but I'm not going to. I'll say I did and didn't. So you leave me alone. It's pretty much that kind of thing. But the Aries thing I have, Mars, being in the 9th house, means I love conquering different things that come with knowledge, like learning institutions and stuff, because that's what 9th house rules is religions, spirituality, higher learning, travel, learning institutions, things like that. So it could easily, like, having my Mars there make me competitive in school. Even though I wasn't really competitive in school because I didn't really have anything to compete against because I just did well no matter what I did. But that just kind of was a natural thing where I just conquered school no matter what.
Oh god.
But you having this up here in the 10th house, like, the reason it comes off as being more comes off being more ditzy is because Neptune is Pisces energy, which is very dreamy, and it makes it to where a person can be more gullible, more prone to escapism, living in a fantasy land, you know, which, you know, if you're seeming that way, it does seem like you're off in fantasy land if you're thinking like something is gonna work and it's not. But this is more of like just like an online kind of thing, especially with the internet, because it's also the internet, because Aquarius rules internet. So this is like your online persona, point blank, up here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what's interesting is a lot of times when you have like other things up here, like Aquarius is also like the health field, which I know you have a past as a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be this Capricorn is more like the institutions dealing with law and stuff and can be health, but having a co-ruler of Saturn, it brings those kind of medical themes into the Aquarius house too. So you actually went into a career before your online persona that dealt with this as well. So it played out in that theme. So even if you have something that's more like, if someone has like a Leo midheaven and people be like, oh, theater, being in the movies, Leo is also dealing with children. So it can be someone that is like maybe a nanny or somebody that does things like teaching and stuff for like really young children. So it's like you can play out in what people would consider more mundane ways, even if it's not like the show-stoppy bright lights kind of way, because every sign has a way of playing out very like bright and big, and then like smaller and more mundane, and because not everyone wants to be bright and show-stoppy. Like obviously in the VTubing community, everyone wants to be bright and show-stoppy.
Yeah.
Because it's a VTubing community thing. But there's some people that are fine just having nice, quiet lives that don't do anything. And those people have like the quieter sides of the signs because it's a spectrum. Just because you hear all the words that describe different signs doesn't mean that is it verbatim. You need to look at it on a spectrum. Like, let's take the Taurus thing, for example. How like people say stubborn. Stubborn has a spectrum. You can be stubborn in a way where you stand up for your values and like you protect the people you love, or you can be stubborn in the way that you hurt people. It's like you just stubbornly like being an asshat.
Yeah.
And that's a fucking choice. So it's like you can choose on the spectrum where you put those energies, whether it's going to be, you know, kind to others or hurting others. That's like completely up to the person and their own morals. The same way it goes for like jobs and stuff. Because you know, like the Capricorn thing is like it's like the CEO of a company, like the big flashy lights version of it. The other version of it is just someone that works really freaking hard at their job and like gives their all. They might be a manager at what they're doing and stuff, but it's like they always give 110% no matter what they're doing, no matter what job they're in. They do the hard work because Capricorn is hard work. Which I find funny that you have Chiron and Capricorn and your wound is like hard work. I don't like hard work with my I don't like it. It hurts me. Like an ass hat emote. I wonder how I would do an ass hat emote. Because I know I used to say that a lot about people having ass hat energy. Because that would tick me off. Ugh, man, I'm getting hungry.
Oh no, I mean it is.
Oh, another thing, just so you know, a joke about Taurus. They joke about Taurus being the ones that are like obsessed with food.
Oh yeah, I've heard that. I've heard...
It comes from the comfort thing. It's like the physical comforts. Food is a physical comfort, obviously. But also it can mean that, you know, the more mundane thing would be for Taurus is to be a cook. Or a beautician, because they're into beauty, though Libras tend to go more into the beautician, hairstylist route kind of thing. Or the Instagram model. Instagram, oh, if you guys have never like heard of it, a lot of platforms and websites and different things, they all have birth charts. Like from the like when they were created or whatever. Like Instagram's actually a Libra. And if you think about it, it makes sense. It's literally an aesthetic platform. It's all about how it looks and how pretty it is. Now Twitter, if you guys want to know something funny there, Twitter is an Aries. It fights everything. It's always going to war and fighting all the time. And if you guys have noticed, it's literally a battleground over there at Twitter.
Yeah, there's so much beef going on.
There's always a beef on Twitter. And it's what it has literal Aries energy, the god of war, just running it like everyone's running their mouths and fighting like keyboard warriors over there on Twitter. Now, Aquarius energy, I believe YouTube is Aquarius energy, which is more like, you know, the internet, like the information hotline kind of thing where you're just like getting a bunch of information, which look at all your informational videos. You just literally sit there and
tutorial.
Yeah, all the tutorials.
The reviews and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And it's also where you can see a lot of people's like different cultures and stuff, like all the humanity. Because people just have different videos of all their cultures and everything. Like, it's literally like an information hub where you can get things. And it's not like people are fighting, they're just going there and getting information. If they're gonna fight, they're gonna go to Twitter and talk about it. They'll bring the YouTube link to Twitter to fight about it.
Or they talk on YouTube about the fight that's going on Twitter to inform you about it.
Yeah, like they'll inform you about it on YouTube. They'll make an informative video, but they're not fighting nobody on their video. They just go and talk their shit on Twitter.
Yes.
So it plays out. And then they put their nice aesthetic pictures on Instagram.
Oh yeah, I just posted
Can you guess
about the beef that's going on Twitter.
Can anyone guess what sign Twitch is?
Twitch? No.
What do you do on Twitch? I want to see if you guys can get it from energy. What's everything that like happens that doesn't really happen on other things?
That's a tough question.
There's entertainment, yes. So it has to be an entertaining sign. And then it also has to be a sign that talks a lot, because what the heck are you doing on Twitch? Just screaming. What's an entertaining sign that talks a lot? Because it's live streaming, it's live energy, live talking. You're not recording it and putting up as a video. Misty, she's just like me.
Misty is the sign. I don't know. Oh, okay, wait. If you said about, I don't know half of the signs' names, which is funny. I don't know. I'm just gonna say fucking Taurus for funsies.
It's a Gemini.
I thought Gemini is two-faced. No, Gemini was the mimic.
Haven't you seen the Two-Face? The creators and the people that own it?
Oh shit, you're right.
Even the person that owns it tried to get on and be a creator. They were like, nah.
Damn.
Yeah, it is a Gemini. Because, okay, Gemini is constant streaming information, like a constant stream of information. That's what Geminis are. They're constantly talking, constantly giving information, constantly learning. It's like, that's what Twitch is a streaming service. And everyone's on, there's literally, this is a talk show podcast section. That's literally a section where you just talk.
I didn't know they had that. That's good to know for like the next episode.
They literally they have just chatting streams. Like, I know that kind of carried over to YouTube, but YouTube isn't really a streaming platform. It's a video platform, and people like, you know, like to stream over there. Certain companies like to stream over there, but it's not really a streaming platform. Now, I am kind of interested to see what Kix is, because I haven't looked at Kick.
Kick,
because it did kind of like mimic Twitch, so I'm wondering if it either is a Gemini also, or if it picked a sign that could mimic really easy.
Does gambling have like energy? Because because Kick is owned by a gambling company. So maybe, I don't know if it plays into
more gambling would be like risk taking, which would probably push out some of the more grounded signs.
So no
and
earth signs.
If it was risk taking, it'd probably be more fiery. Like, you know, kind of like how Twitter is, but be more showy. So like kind of like Leo energy probably, because risk taking, or Sagittarius, because Sagittarius is known as risk taking and adventurous. That's a good question.
Maybe with Kick like developing, maybe we'll get to see the true energy of Kick.
Okay, so
What you find?
it was established in October 2022. Ooh. Maybe it has Scorpio energy.
Got the Scorpio energy.
That could probably be why everyone's like, it's forbidden. It's dark.
Because it's Scorpio.
All the rejects go there. Because Scorpio's that dark, forbidden energy. It's like a big no-no.
I had plans of being there.
I think a lot of us do. And that's the whole thing, is that it's seen, Scorpio energy is seen as being like forbidden and no-no, and like the dark place you shouldn't go to, until you go there and you learn about it and you realize the only reason you were scared is because you didn't know about it in the first place.
Isn't it with almost everything? Because you're scared of it because you don't know about it.
So that would be interesting if it's a Scorpio, because it would be something that, because Scorpio is a very sneaky energy, and it would match well, you know, picking off of a Gemini energy, like it being sneaky took some of the stuff that really works, but then, you know, it kept the stuff that people rejected, which would be the dark gambling and being able to be like less TOS, more sexual or whatever, like, because you know, that's what Scorpio is about. So it's like it kept the light bubbliness of the Gemini, but kept the darkness too. So that is kind of interesting.
Kick is a complex platform.
It is a complex, Scorpio is a complex sign.
It all plays in, it's very on brand.
Very on brand, yes.
There should be an on brand sound alert for you. The way I'm just like, that's on brand.
Oh, and something else about Scorpio too is the symbolism for Scorpio is the scorpion, you know, the stinger, the poison. So it's like a lot of how a lot of people are saying like Kick is like basically like treacherous and poison and like all this stuff. They're calling out all the dark stuff of Kick, and it's like getting branded that way, which is kind of funny. It didn't even mean for that to happen. It just has the energy.
It just, yeah.
It's like the black sheep.
Sheep of streaming platforms.
Yeah, the black sheep of the streaming platforms. It really fits in with the Scorpio energy.
On brand.
Very on brand. But yeah, that's how you can see, like, you just kind of see when they were like established. Because launching isn't the same. You want to see when they're established instead of a launch date, because they were actually born when they were established.
I mean, yeah.
That's why it's different, because you'll see different dates, like established and launched for platforms. You want to look at the established dates for seeing what energy it actually has. But yeah, like I was saying before, I am getting hungry. And I know for you, it'll start getting late soon, and I do want you to get sleep, since I know you aesthetically only take care of your needs.
I mean, maybe. I mean, it is now like 10 p.m. something? 10 p.m. yeah.
Yeah, I know you're like a lot later. I mean, I think you're like 8 hours ahead or something.
I won't sleep anyway, because what is sleep?
Yeah,
Who needs
okay.
that? It's not aesthetic.
But yeah, I think this would be good stopping point so I can get some food
Yeah,
because I am
of course you can.
starving. Oh my god, time for Fortnite.
No, I'll be doing some more rigging. Because
She's
that's a secret talent of mine that I find no value in.
yeah, for some reason her amazing rigging skills have no value for some
Oh,
reason.
amazing. Oh, thank you.
You're doing a really good job. You need to give yourself more credit.
Thank you. I don't think they're amazing. I'm like, okay, I could do so much more. I could make it look much more better. I
Well,
don't
room
think
for
that
improvement's always good, but you also need to realize when you're doing something good.
I can't do that. I thought we established that already.
I know we established it. I'm just gonna keep pointing it out to you. Like a pesky bird.
Maybe at some point I will acknowledge and be like, oh yeah, I'm doing an amazing job. Yeah.
Amazing. You're gonna just, like, start parroting me eventually, like how you parrot Shoal. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end the episode here, guys. It was great having Light again, and we're gonna be having Misty on Wednesday.
Yes, expose Misty.
She doesn't want to be exposed as much as you.
I mean, I didn't feel like I was exposed that much. Could have been more.
Yeah, I know. You always feel like there's more.
On brand.
But yes, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here, and you guys have a wonderful day, night, evening, wherever you are. And we'll see you again on Wednesday for Misty's episode.
Thank you so much for having me on here, Desi.
Of course.
I had a fun time.
Yeah, and we also are gonna probably have you back once I do teaching episodes, since you're fine with your chart being the teaching organism.
It was kind of already used as for teaching purposes today anyways.
So we'll just keep having you back as the teacher, unless we get other volunteers that want to be volunteer teacher pet things. I don't know.
You will never get rid of me.
Never.
Never.
But yes, goodbye everyone. I'll see you Wednesday. Bye.